How do you start this? Do you like go into like an ad? Do you start doing ads first?
No, I don't have any ads, so I just go.
Not yet, not yet.
I just go. Hey, like this is Cayem podcast. I'm here with Frankie Palmeri from Emmure.
Yep.
Thanks for having me, man. And we're here to talk about a whole bunch of random shit.
Yeah. I'm actually stoked because I love talking to you in general. So this should be cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So we'll just start we were just talking about Marvel, the new Marvel movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
And so we were talking about Thanos. You're a huge fan of Thanos. So.
Yeah, that's like the only Marvel character like I really care about pretty much. Like, I don't know, I've just always been like really drawn to him as a kid. And like, and then as I got older, I found myself relating to him more and more. And so I just have like this special, like I guess he's one of the few fictional characters I could bond with or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what about his story?
I mean, if I always feel like I'm already talking to the initiated. I always feel like everyone else knows when I explain anything. So I guess the best way to put it is like he was born on this planet called Titan, ends up killing like his own family, and then goes on this conquest to like kind of conquer the universe, but ends up falling in love. And then that becomes like a lot of his story arc is the fact that like he is his only enemy pretty much. Like no one can fuck with him.
Yeah.
But he ruins himself by what decisions he makes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's known as a villain, but he also has like these benevolent features about him. Like he does good things that like are like just so random. Like why would he help this person? Like why would he do that? And like so, it's like he's a very there's a lot of layers to his character. Like he's not just like some big purple like evil dude. Like he's got an amazing story to tell. And I love the whole mythos behind him, how he's like the harbinger of death, and that's where his name comes from, and just like all of it. It's sick. I mean, I think that I always told myself like, yo, Marvel not having Thanos is like, they're just missing out on like the amazingness of this character. Like, and now they finally woke up. So
yeah,
good timing, I guess.
That's so funny that the way you describe that, it kind of relates to look at yourself. So I just think that's really funny that.
Yeah, I mean, I have a song called "My Name Is Thanos" on one of the albums. Yeah. So like, I love the dude. It's like again, I like Marvel in general. I was saying to you before we actually got on here, was like I like Marvel, but I'm not like a person that has that heavy interest in Marvel to go and study buy every Colossus issue. Yeah. Buy every night. No. I got my guy. You know, yeah. So this is my guy. And I fuck with him in like his universe. Like he has Silver Surfer in his universe, like a bunch of awesome characters that really play a big part. But yeah, he's badass for sure.
And then even Street Fighter, obviously your two influences have been pretty.
Well, Street Fighter has always been in my life. Like I don't know if you ever played any fighting games ever.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I started like playing with my brother when I was really young, and pretty much he's always better than me. So like I wanted so badly to be good. Better, yeah. Like he was like my nemesis pretty much. Yeah. Like I had to be able to play him in this game.
Yeah.
And so I learned, and then it just kind of like stayed with me, and I never really stopped playing pretty much. And like the arcades disappeared, and then I started doing music because like the arcades were gone, like so I got nowhere to like go really be anymore. So it's other hobbies come more into the picture, and that's really it. And then I didn't really actually get really back into playing until like around like 2000 and like maybe 8 or 9 or something like that. Okay. I mean, in the past like 10 years because again, music just like was doing it for so long, and then I finally was able to like afford an Xbox and stuff, and I was like, oh shit, I guess I can play the Street Fighter online with people. Like people are playing. Oh. It blew my mind.
So competitive too,
bro. When that happened, it changed the game for me. So I just fell back in love all over again. Just that old passion to play and be good. And I've got my games I like or whatever. Are you good at like anything specific?
Halo. I was insane at Halo. Like I played with semi-pros and stuff.
Do you know that Javier from oh God, I don't want to fuck up the name right now. I think it's the Warriors. Is that what they're called? That band?
The Warriors?
Is it the Warriors? Is that what they were called?
I don't know.
They were on Victory. I know later in the
Was
career.
he really good?
Sorry, Javi. I'm really fucking up right now. I don't want to admit it, but I'm messing this up. But yeah, he's insane. I think he like plays professionally or whatever.
Damn.
I believe he plays in the War. I think he's doing
Have you been seeing the huge thing with Twitch with Ninja, and he played with Drake and
that shit blows my mind because like I don't watch really any streamers. Like I just don't. Like I stream, but I don't watch anyone because I just don't have it. It just doesn't interest me, honestly.
There's not enough hours in the day. I mean,
it just doesn't interest me. Like I don't even really care. I'd rather play games. I don't even watch. I would watch a stream of like maybe like a really competitive like Street Fighter match of two people I want to see. Like maybe something like that. But like some dude just playing a game that I don't even fucking play to begin with.
Yeah, Fortnite.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of where I'm at with Twitch streaming. But it's cool that happens, that they made their own lane, I guess. I mean, it just goes to show you that like new media can evolve and explode.
Yeah.
You know, like insane, dude.
It's insane because like that guy, Ninja, used to be really good at Halo. So then when I heard
so he's already like famous in gaming world, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, he was definitely like.
See, I don't know anything about this guy.
So that's just why it made me think of like, but supposedly in his own right, like, because he broke the streaming record like 600 something thousand or whatever with Drake.
Yeah.
But then he just broke it again by doing like a Fortnite like sort of like streaming thing on his own, and he broke that record that he did with Drake. So it's just crazy how like he went from like making like 6K. Like I watched some video of the breakdown of his income, and it was like, oh, he made like 6K one year, and then he made like 12K another year, then he made like 26K, and now he's making like $500,000 a month.
I heard about that.
It's insane.
Yeah, man. I don't know who those people are that are watching.
Yeah, I don't know.
To be quite honest with you,
yeah, I don't know either.
But whoever they are, God bless them. You know, they're enjoying it, and he's doing something people enjoy. He's winning off of it. I mean, more power to him. I love it. I think it's great, honestly.
Yeah, hopefully he opens up a good savings account. Who knows how long that could ride out? I don't know.
Yeah, man. I don't know. You could do a lot with that. You could build a small army with that.
What do you think? Did you hear J. Cole's new call out to Lil Pump?
Yo, no, I didn't listen to it yet. But what's really funny is that I had someone who someone texted me this morning and was like, "You gotta listen to it." Like just randomly, like they normally wouldn't promote something to me unless they were certain it was I had something to listen to. So I might check it out today. But I haven't heard. Is it like really sick? I mean, I've actually check it out. What I know about it is I saw the lyrics online.
There you go. That's all you need to know.
That's all I saw.
It's not like, I mean, the flow isn't crazy, and you know it's not a crazy beat or anything, but the lyrics are good, and you get the gist of it. Like calling out these like younger rappers that are like spending a lot of money.
I think his quote, if I remember what he said, was if the shoe fits, then it's about you, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, if you think it resonates with you, then it is about you. But you know, whatever. That is pretty on point. Like, I agree with him. Like, it could not be about anyone specific. It could just be about the whole idea of it. Which, you know. But either way, I mean, I don't care. I think Little Pump and shit like that is dope. I think J. Cole's really talented. I'll tell you what, I've listened to more Little Pump songs than J. Cole songs.
Yeah, me too, actually, yeah.
You know, and that's not to say anything bad about J. Cole, but I know that's definitely a fact for me. So I'm a fan of everything that just resonates with me, no matter what it is. You know, I have no shame in what I like, and I think it's kind of strange that, you know, there would be some kind of like divide in hip hop or whatever about like what is or isn't good. And it's just like, are people listening to it?
Yeah.
Does it move the movement? Are whole teams of people making money?
Yeah.
And who the fuck are you to complain? You know what I'm saying? But again, everyone's allowed to have their opinion, I guess. You know.
Yeah. I think it's like, is he coming from a place of like, hey, let me help you, like, do better with your money, like, you know, like, because maybe rappers that are younger.
I don't think so.
Or is it just coming from like, hey man, I'm mad that you're streaming way more than I am.
He's like, all these bars are me just explaining to you, I want to be your accountant, bro.
Yeah, I know. Serious. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's like, you know, because to me, it's like people listen to music to feel good. You know, it's not about like, am I coming here to learn about how to adjust my finances?
I just think there's a strange divide about what is and isn't talent. And like, you know, I think that self-expression, you know, done correctly is a talent, is a skill. It's like when someone does something that's so unique to them, whether or not you think it took them a lot to do it, it's like they're doing it well, and they're successful off of it. I don't know. That's how I look at life. You know, it's like, how can you really hate on someone if what they're doing is working? You know, I respect anybody that has any kind of success in whatever it is they like to do. I mean, shit, it's fucking impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's 1 in a million, pretty much. So.
Yeah. Well, on to another rap controversy. What do you think is going on with Kanye right now and his whole thing with Trump and John Legend?
I'm a huge Kanye fan. Like, I'm 808 and Heartbreak is one of my favorite records, like maybe of all time, maybe top 20 or something like that. Love it. I think he's semi-genius. You know what I'm saying? At least with the music, it's like he knows how to get some emotions going on. I used to love the old rap shit. We used to listen to fucking, what's that fucking, is it Graduation?
Yeah.
And Late Registration?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one, but I know that.
Or Dropout? I can't
Oh yeah, College Dropout or.
That's what we listen to a lot. Yeah. All
the first
the
one,
time.
the first record.
All the fucking
yeah,
time.
so good.
And you know, the 808s came out and changed the game. But him right now, dude, I will tell you what, man. It's not like it's to me. That Kanye is like a universe I'm looking at. It's not even like it's not the music anymore at all. It's like he's just such a brand. You know what I mean? Like between the high profile marriage and like just
his clothing line.
Everyone taking pictures of him everywhere he fucking goes, having different hair. It's like, of course, man. Like he's just that's his thing. He's his brand. People, you know, I'm sure he's winning off of it, and people around him are, and that's keep it going. That's it. That's everyone's doing the same shit. Everyone's trying to fucking, you know, get to that fucking apex level of whatever field they're in. You know what I'm saying? So he just happens to be in that spot right now. That's how I feel about it. Everything he's going to do is going to get attention no matter what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to get a lot of attention. So,
do you think he's doing it for marketing? Because he's coming out with a new album and he's releasing music as we speak.
I mean, dude, he's I don't know. I don't know him personally, so it's kind of strange for me to objectively measure him. But it's like from as a fan of his music, it's like again, I see Kanye now. I'm just like, yo, you're on some. You've gone so far. I can't keep up with it. Like everything you've done. For me to know everything you've done at this point, I'd have to dedicate a couple of days to be like, all right, you did this, and then you worked with this artist. Okay, and what was that like? Okay, then I had to follow so much shit to get to him right now. And I'm subscribed to like Vlad TV and all these things. So like I get like a news feed of all this hip hop shit like almost every single day, all day. And I'm just like, sometimes I read the articles, sometimes I check the videos. I don't know. Again, with Kanye, I 808s was great. I actually also really loved Yeezus a lot too. Like I thought that was amazing, and that's the last release I like dug into though. I don't know. Right now I'm listening to TK on repeat sometimes in my house, and it's like I'll just put on Mega Man by TK and like clean my whole apartment for like 20 minutes. But like I'll let that song play over and over again. I do shit like that all the time. I don't know if you fuck with TK.
No, I haven't really gotten to it.
His story is great. It's like he's this like I think he was 17, wanted for capital murder, pretty much on the run. Shoots a music video after breaking off his home arrest anklet or whatever. So he films a music video on the run. The song is called "The Race." So the song is about being on the run from the law. Like that is the most badass shit I think I've ever heard of.
He's about it.
That's like the kind of thing they make like comedic skits about. Like rappers who like fuck it, make a music video while I'm on the run. Like you know what I'm saying? Like but this kid really fucking did it. And I gotta tip my hat, man. That's some points right there, bro. That's some real shit. That's like I don't know anyone with balls that big.
Serious, that's insane.
Yeah, and I don't know. Right now, he's locked up.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I mean, they got him. He did not win that race.
Yeah, not anymore. Damn, made too many music videos.
I mean, bro, that was it.
He's got to make one in jail now.
Oh man, I think he is recording music in jail. Actually,
really?
Yeah, I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, he released something for No Jumper. Actually,
oh gosh,
yeah. I don't know if you fuck with that at all.
Yeah, No Jumper. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of like weird controversy going on and whatnot about him.
Oh, him, that dude.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't really keep up with it, because there's so many different stories, and
it's not worth keeping up with.
It's not, It's
not. Live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is everyone so focused on everyone else? Like, what is going on?
They're bored.
What happened?
Yeah.
Are things so stale around you, or is the air that stiff around you that you everything makes you want to change? I don't know, fucking make an impact. It's just, I don't get it, man. I really don't. When it comes to shit like that, what people find, like just news articles, like, I mean, I read the news every fucking day. And I'm not talking like some like hip hop shit. I mean, like I see what's going on in the world all the time. I follow politics, all that shit, and it fucking blows my fucking mind. The world's a fucking stage, bro. It's like I most of the time feel like even when I read something that makes me feel like, oh, I don't agree with that. It's like, wait a minute, what kind of impact am I really gonna have? Like, what can I really do? Am I really gonna like change it? Like, I'm gonna sit here and get mad or go on the internet, complain to somebody. It's like, I try to curb that as best I can. Not try to like let the way of the world or our current events kind of shape my attitude or like how I treat people or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just try to like live a decent life. I'm sure. I'm sure in speaking like how most people generally think, but I just see a trend, at least on the internet, which is a terrible place in general.
Yeah, especially
I see like all kinds of just like weird emotions, man, getting put out there. People are not well.
No way. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that kind of shines. And like, I notice it's like a common theme when like members leave bands. Like they kind of like, instead of like tweeting about like something else for approval, like they see their likes, I think, and their faves like going down. So they're like, okay, well, how do I like still feel the same, And they like go to these like for sure safe topics. And that was kind of the interesting thing that what Kanye was saying, well, which is like kind of relating to like being true to like who you are as a person, is like, are you here for approval or are you here to be an artist? Like, are you here to be who the fuck you are?
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, I think that like a lot of these artists are like, like they go to these safe topics of like, I definitely want common sense gun laws. It's like, okay, that's something that like the majority of like the world can agree on, or especially Twitter.
Yeah, I like how you're putting this out there, because that shit's pretty cringy, to be honest. Like, I don't see people do shit like that. At least people that are figures.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of strange, because I think that, I don't know, just make music.
Exactly.
I don't know,
it's just
whatever.
It's like, why are you saying this thing that everyone?
But like, that's me though. I'm people probably think, oh fuck you, I could do music and this. It's like, you can, all right. I'm just saying that as a fan, like me who likes artists and likes music, I don't want to see them be that way. Like, one of my favorite artists ever, probably like in the past easy like 6 years, I found, is Bones. We talk about this all the time.
Bones is great.
And dude, he puts out art, music, clothes. That's it. I don't hear no fucking like weird ass like agenda driven like opinions on this or that, and it's like that's what I like. And every artist I actually really like is like that.
Yeah.
The N-word, Aphex Twin, or like I can list on more, but I see people, whether or not they're my peers or whoever, that do stuff like that. I'm just like, yeah, but, I mean, that might have to do with what you're saying. It might have to do with the fact that it's for like attention or whatever, which maybe it is. I mean, fuck it. It's not my place to dictate, what their intention exactly. But I just think it's kind of strange.
Like another person that's a perfect example of what you're explaining is Post Malone. Like that guy's so feel good and just like, yeah, like I love everybody. Let's rock. I love to smoke. I love to drink. Let's go. Like he's just so like laid back.
Yeah.
And I think that's tight, because I know the dude is like pro gun. I know the dude's like against the government. Like, if you're a libertarian like I am and like against the government, you see when anyone says like a slight thing that you like agree with, you're like, oh, they're on the same wave.
Right.
And so for Post Malone, I think it's really funny that like if he were to spit out his political views, he would lose a huge audience. But
you think? I don't think so. I think that
really?
I don't personally. I assume that his fans are really young, and that's mostly what most fan bases are, is like kids or people from like 14 to let's say 24, 25 who like are not really too worried about what this guy's really feeling. They just love his music, are attracted to the whole idea of him. And I think that's really, personally, that's what I mean. I can't imagine being like 15 and hearing like someone in Korn like say something that I'd be like, well, I don't agree with that. Well, I guess I can't listen to that record anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
So I think that, he's in a place where he could say or whatever the fuck he wants, honestly. Whether or not there might be people who walk out, people who are like that, who just feel crossed by, oh, you were my favorite, now you're this, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think it would affect him that personally. I don't think so, but fuck do I know, man? I'm not him.
Well, and
he is really nice. I gotta say, he's really.
You met him?
Yeah,
so
really nice.
That's
dude.
awesome. Man.
Yeah,
I know he's an Emmure fan.
Yeah, he was way too nice to me, bro. Like I saw him at this at the fucking whatever the top floor where the Rainbow Room is. It's I don't think it's whatever. Walks in. I see him go sit down in this back room, and I like poke my head through the window, like not even through the door. I'm like, "Yo, Posty," and he's like, "Hey, look at that! What the fuck?" I'm like, "Yo, it's Frankie P." He's like, "Oh shit, here, bro. And he's like telling the people this, oh, this guy's a fucking legend or whatever. I'm just like, no. I'm like, that's cool. Thanks, man.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And then I texted him, hey, man, sorry, I had to leave early. He just goes, nerd. And that was the last time I really spoke to him. But
nerd.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man. Yeah, I just think it's hilarious because that guy is like such a big influence, but like where his roots are and what he loves is like so pure and like this undervalued, genre of music.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think that he's just a music fan in general. From what I can gather, he likes everything.
Bob Dylan, yeah.
And I relate to that because I'm the same way. There's no genre of music I don't listen to or don't appreciate or don't like. It's all has its merit to me, and as long as it gives me a feeling, I like it. And I think that he's one of those people who's the same vibe where it's just like, oh, what's this? Cool. Like it feels good. Like it sounds good. And him being into metal, I guess it is very niche, but I'm not surprised because he's an artist. He loves everything. So I think it's cool.
Did you hear the story about him trying out for Crown the Empire?
Yeah, everyone brings that up.
So funny.
Everyone brings it up. I originally heard it was for Mice and Men, but
oh, really?
I mean, that's shit. I could be way wrong, but I remember that being what I heard. So
it just makes sense for Crown because I know they went to the same high school. Like
okay.
Andy,
see, I don't know anything about that band, so it makes more sense now.
The vocalist Andy, he went to high school with Post, and actually, I think him and Brandon did. And so there's like all these like scene photos of Austin, on the internet, and like Andy's in some of them, looking extra scene as well. It's super funny. I just like small world, man.
That's crazy.
Well, anyways, now we can get into the questions I have written. So, in general, I just want to talk about kind of your beginning roots with music. How did you get started involved in music, and what made you want to take part? And did it start out with like writing lyrics, poetry, or anything like that? Or
yeah, like I guess I just kind of like grew up in. I was the youngest of three siblings, so I had an older brother who played a big part in like things I was exposed to. You know what I'm saying? Like he was into bands like Guns N' Roses and Faith No More and Metallica, all this shit. And like I remember being young and listening to this stuff with him and liking it, and that was kind of like a base level of interest in music. But I liked everything in my house. My sister listened to like Paula Abdul, was like, this shit's dope. And then my mom would listen to like Honky Tonk Man or whatever. I'm like, this shit is dope. Like I just liked everything, you know? So I had all these different sounds going in my house all the time. And then it developed into like me like wanting to like write or express myself through writing. And I did that for a number of years. And didn't really see music as it until like I was like around like maybe 10 or 11, and I got taken to my first hardcore show in Long Island, New York, and it was One King Down, Cypher, Sky Came Falling, and One for One, and I was there at the show. And I just remember like grabbing the mic when One King Down was playing, and like singing along, and like such a little kid doing this, like just losing my mind. And I was like, shit, I want to get in that vibe again. Like that was the best thing ever. And I didn't know how at first. So I decided like, shit, I'll try bass guitar, thinking that like, since my brother played bass guitar, I could play bass guitar too. I mean, like how hard could it be? And then I was like, this isn't fun for me. Like I'm not enjoying getting good at this. Like, and that was around literally in that same maybe 6 months is when I discovered Limp Bizkit. They played MTV Beach House 98, and I was just like, okay. I was like, that's the sickest thing I've ever seen. And I just was on a mission to like do my own version of that ever since, pretty much. And that's kind of how it all started. And I just started to try and be in bands and write songs and all that shit, you know.
What was like the first band you started, or was it Emmure? Or
no, the first band I was in like a lot of very embarrassing bands, like when I was very young, like around like 13 to like 15, just like trying to hang out with anybody who had a drum kit, anybody who had a guitar. Like, okay, great, because for me, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, was I knew kids who did music that were my age, that were into the same bands as me and all that stuff, but they already had a band. They already had like a singer, and they were clicked in, So like I was the kid who had to like go outside of everyone I knew in my hometown and go figure it out. Like, okay, where could I go to do this shit? And then eventually, the story goes of me. I don't know how much I'm going off the track, but story goes of me, going online, finding these kids who were in Connecticut. I'm like, all right, this is where I'm going. And I was literally 16 at the time. 15, I turned 16 when I met those kids.
Dang.
Yeah.
And you were from New York, weren't you?
Yeah, I came all the way from Queens, did like a 3-hour trip from Queens to Connecticut.
Yeah,
on the weekends. Yeah.
Wow, at 16, dude, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of like upbringing did you have? Like, what were your parents like? What were your brother and sister like aside from music? And how were you in school? Like things like that. Were you a bad kid in school?
Pretty much.
People would love to say.
I mean, my home life was disruptive because like I was a product of like everyone getting older and me just being still like a little kid. And I have this theory about people in general is that, no one really ever grows up. You just get old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like shit happens to you. You figure it out as you go along pretty much. And people can be 50 and make mistakes that an 18-year-old kid wouldn't make. You know what I'm saying? So, the way I look at it is, my brother, I mean, it was peaceful and nice, but when I was in school, when I got to that age where like around like, between second grade and like pretty much up until high school, it was just crazy. Like, my mother got sick and ill via an accident she had, and then that turned into like a deep depression, so she became suicidal, and then she was like that for many, many, many years to come. And my dad was, probably for all those years just like angry at the situation with my mom, the fact that like, fucking my brother's fucking, doing his thing, probably being a dick to my mom, and like my sister is living her own life. She can't do shit. So, my parents are like everyone else. They're flawed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I just happen to be the biggest sponge. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister and my brother were already older than me. They could handle that shit. Like, but for me, it was like, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like there was for a long time, there was no like stability for me emotionally in my house, for like all that time. And in school, so I was like, okay, in school, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be me. Like, so like, I can't be me anywhere else. So I'm going to be me here. And that got me in shit a lot. You know what I'm saying? Where like, I would fucking get angry at people. And like, if someone I thought they were disrespecting me, I'd fucking hit them or whatever. And I'm young. Like, I'm fucking in the 4th grade, like punching people in the stomach. Like, you shouldn't be doing that shit. Like getting surprised or hurt. I'm like, I didn't even hit you that hard. So, I mean, that was me for pretty much all of school. And then into high school, I discovered like graffiti and like drugs and girls. And I was just like, all right, cool, I'm all set.
So you were into graffiti.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I started writing when I was in about 9th grade or whatever, 14. And I met my friend Crap 1. That's what his tag was, and I was like, yo, that shit is sick. Whatever you're doing in your book right now, yo, that shit is fire. Like, how you doing that? And I just started like trying for years, and was bad, terrible, horrible toy for such a long time. And now I've evolved from a toy, but I'm also too old to like actually go out and do this shit.
Crazy climbing. I mean, some of that stuff.
I just don't even want to go out and like risk the legality of it all. Like, getting arrested for spray painting like a 4-letter word is just like not worth it to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a shame. I do miss that though. I do miss being young and going and like bombing and like all. I mean, it's just fun. I can't explain why it feels so good to go and write your name at somewhere it shouldn't be. It just feels great. There's something about it. And I've been doing it I've been writing on stuff my whole life, but graffiti was like, it like set off a bomb in my head. Like, yo, like that's something, like that's alive, That's what I think about graffiti. That's why I love it so much, because it's alive. It's happened. It's bang. It's like a gunshot you miss. Like, boom, it's over. Like, God, like it's just, I love that feeling, in general. So, graffiti serves that. I miss that. I miss that part of it. But I buy like these little canvases and shit in my house, and I'll like try and like just do shit on just to kind of like kill time or whatever, shit like that, entertain myself pretty much.
How did lyric writing like sort of start for you? Like, how did it?
I have a weird like thing about what like people consider lyrics, because what the fuck are lyrics? Are lyrics lyrics because they went to music? Or lyrics because you decided that this could be in a song? Because you could read a fucking math textbook, or I can make a song that's all verbatim a math textbook, and if it sounds like I'm saying something from the heart, you're gonna spin it whichever way you want. And that's how I feel about lyrics. So like every time I've ever written lyrics, I've always tried to write from a place that was sincere. Always. That's always I feel my best writing. There are Emmure songs that are not as sincere as others that are just me being like, yo, I don't even really like this song that much, but I know this. You guys love this song, so I'm going to try my best to make up something creative for this song. And that's how like Marvel Universe songs end up happening and Street Fighter songs. I'm just like, all right, what else do I like in my life? Like I started looking around, like, all right, I guess I like this a lot. I can write about that for a little bit, and that's how it happens. But yeah, that's my whole approach to lyrics. I think that I guess I sound angry about it probably, but it's like I just see a lot of like discussion online of like what good lyrics are, and it just makes me like fucking want to blow my fucking head off. Because like, what are you talking about good lyrics? Yeah. What's so profound about anything you're saying or reading? Probably nothing, honestly. You know, and like so just might as well express yourself. That's I think is the best shit. I like lyrics like that. I like hearing motherfuckers who are just saying some shit they mean. If you say fuck you with enough conviction, I like it. That's good enough for me. You know, you don't gotta fucking say some shit that makes me go and fucking, you know, call my fucking last cousin and go, hey man, you know, I just heard this song and it really changed my perspective on shit. And it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck about that shit, man. I just want to feel good and vibe with shit. And I think if you're doing that, then you wrote some good lyrics as far as I'm concerned. You know what I mean? It's all subjective. I could say this is bad, this is good, but it does not matter because, again, lyrics are so subjective that what's profound to someone else would be meaningless to somebody else. And for me personally, when it comes to lyrics in general, as a fan, as long as what you're saying is with conviction, I fuck with it pretty much.
I think the scene is lacking that too, and I wanted to talk about that with you. Is like, you know, people like I was saying, you know, like on Twitter is, you know, I really respect you specifically because you're very like, this is how it is, and like you take these risks because it's like I'm being myself. I want to do what I want to do, and you know you might receive backlash from people that don't understand that or whatever. But like at least you're true to yourself. But I really do think that this scene is lacking that because I think everyone's trying to like kind of be in this like, you know, oh, I want to be palatable to like, you know, 14 through 17-year-old people, and I want to be like this and that, and it ends up devaluing their art. For sure.
Well, I think that there's two kinds of people. There's people who are just artists who are going to do whatever it is their art is. And then there are people who like want to be successful in business and they see people as like demographics. They see audiences. They see like, they want to see numbers. Like they're not worried about the content itself being genuine or filled with as much heart as something else. They're worried about the eyes that look at it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people like that. And I mean, that's just kind of like what it comes down. It comes down to consumerism pretty much, you know, like whatever, like you could be an amazing artist, but if your agenda is not to put your art in front of people, then you're just a great artist. You know what I'm saying? So you could get people who are both or people who are either one or the other. I know people who are way better at being like, check out my band than the art being in a band. Like if you know what I'm saying? Like if they were as good as that, the other thing, then or as good as both, and then it'd be like, dude, you're going straight to the top. But like, it's not balanced right now. So it's rare, you know, it happens for some people, it does it for others. And there are even bands that are great or artists that are great that make it as far as possible, and then all of a sudden some shit happens. You know what I'm saying? Like someone has a kid, someone gets hurt, and it's like boom, it's done. Or like someone bad goes to the management, lose all their fucking money. Shit, all this shit happens, man. I've heard it all. Yeah. So you know, it comes in different colors, I guess.
What do you think of bands like Attila who like kind of front that? I mean, obviously there's that recent controversy, or I don't even know what you'd call it. We'll talk about it. But what do you think of bands like Attila where like their front is like, oh, we don't give a fuck, but it's like kind of like a gimmick?
I think that from the outside perspective, I believe that they know they're selling a gimmick. And that's really it. I mean, I don't have like much to say about their music in general because I don't think it's neither bad nor is it for someone who of my palate and taste. Like I think it's not like trash, but I don't listen to it, you know what I'm saying? But there's people who do, and I think that that says something about the band. And as long as they're doing something right, it's cool. Whether or not it's a front or whatever, like it's not for me as a person, and just in general, it's not for me to be concerned about because it doesn't really matter to me that much whether or not someone's being real or not. I worry about my level of realness, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be doing that, like do that. I don't fucking care, you know, like, whatever. And yeah, I mean, the only thing that I never really liked that Attila did, or I guess specifically Franz or whatever, was when he called out that first call out song when he said something about like "fuck for today" or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just like, yo, bro, like my school of thought is like, I get it. Maybe they have a beef or whatever the fuck, but it's like, yo, man. That's just like fucking weak. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's like you're taking it to the fucking music, but like no one's gonna take it to your grill. You know what I'm saying? Like I know no one is, and that's why you do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I would never say some shit like fuck this band. Like, are you kidding me? I would expect to get my fucking ass fucking beat. Like that's what's up. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't care like how fucking deep I roll. Like so I think that shit's kind of whack. I think it's whack to put that energy out there. But like I don't know. That's the only thing I really critique about that band. I guess is that I don't really think that's really that cool in general. Whatever. I think that last thing he did too, where he included Emmure, was also really stupid too, but like in a way dumber way. It's stretched to the idea of me being like, are these just people that don't give you the time of day? Like, what is going on? Like, I don't know, but more honestly, but I am honestly stoked that they are that big and that they're doing that well because I think it's just, it all trickles down, man. It all does. Whether they want it to or not, it does, you know, like, exposes people to the scene, to the sound. All those bands are related. So I'm saying, I mean, if you look up Emmure, I'm sure at enough links down on Google, you find Emmure Attila somewhere. Just, you know, it all connects, man.
Yeah, it's true. That's funny. Yeah, man, I just don't, I think Attila is such an interesting band to talk about because like there's such a one-off thing, but anyways, I want to talk about so you're saying you have a gripe with the way he talks about For Today, and
well, I just didn't like that at the time. I just thought that like that was like kind of weird. I mean, maybe they have a beef. I don't fucking know. What the fuck am I to say? But I just think that
I doubt it.
I just think that like, it causes division and it's like you're kicking mud on somebody to build yourself up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I think it's whack that no one ever fucking confronted him on it personally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I like hip hop a lot, honestly.
Yeah, because it's just like, okay.
Because, I mean, they take it to the music for real, but like, I like that. You know, this shit might pop off. Like, that shit really might happen. Like, I know For Today and Attila must have been in this vicinity at some point.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Whatever. And I'll see him at some point.
Well, he was on, he was on Warped Tour with like I think like 3 people he named. I think Never Shout Never was on tour with them one time. I think
whatever.
Maddie Mullins was, and a whole bunch of other people, but I don't know. I want to talk about though your stance with religion, because I know that you talk about religion a lot in your lyrics, and you seem to have a pretty good understanding of like Christianity and whatnot. But what religions would you say you resonate most with and resonate least with?
Well, yeah, I consider like religions to be more like a collective philosophies. Everyone's kind of like telling their own version of what's going on, pretty much. I mean, there's a lot of good. Buddhism is really good for people, I think, that are that don't feel very centered, I would say, if that's the right term, whatever. Buddhism is really good. I also really enjoy things about Satanism. So Buddhism, Satanism. I also really like a lot of things I learned about like Hare Krishna and shit like that. Like the Krishna movement, I think is like really amazing and really powerful. And I mean, I mean, there's good in all of this stuff, you know, Judaism, everything, man. Like, there's something good in all of it. We're all humans, just kind of like trying to. I was stuck in this kind of like never-ending cycle of tribalism, where we like constantly want to be correct and have our tribe be the one that's correct, and that's what I think religion is. Really, it's just groups of people wanting to be right about this thing we're all experiencing. You know what I'm saying? And it's all very it's all loosely tied together in the idea of like peace and love. But again, I think the tribalism of it all and just the separatism of like ideas is what really keeps people from like accepting each other and stuff like that. When it comes to religion, I mean, I would never meet someone and say, ask them, what do you believe in? You know, who is your God? It's just like, whatever, man. Like,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It really doesn't, because whether or not we paint a different picture, the number is the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we see the same sky.
Yeah.
So.
And like, what kind of person are you? You know, like you could say you're a Christian and be like a piece of shit.
I mean, yeah, it just doesn't. I don't know. Again, the religion to me, it's just it's a collection of like people's different views on how to go about this. Because you basically, life is just like this linear start and finish for you. So it's like, okay, it's like doorways. Like, take a doorway. You want to be Christian? This is the door of Christianity, and you can try this way.
Yeah.
You can try it fucking this way, and you can convert to this way if you like to. Like, fuck it, you know, like. It's that's all it really is. I think it's just again, it's just a different road for people to take, and some people believe in nothing. That's a road too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think it's interesting though that like no matter what the religion is, it's like you're directly admitting that like you either like want something to exist, like there's something that every person like wants there to be a spiritual realm, or like even if you're saying I don't believe in it, you acknowledge that there's a possibility of it existing. It's kind of like weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know why it's programmed into us. I just think that, you know, there's something in us that makes us want to become a part of something bigger, like, or have this thing that's leading us in the right direction. You know, we do that in a smaller scale with like presidency. Why is there a president? Why is there like a daddy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why is there like a one guy where it's like, that's the guy that's going to lead us? And the God figurehead is kind of the same thing. There's a deity that like knows the right way. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this guy, you know? It removes you from kind of your tight grip on like the wheel of life, I feel. It allows you to kind of be like, no. GPS, stay this way. You know, we're good. That's why I think that's why I honestly feel like people treat religion and God like most of the time.
Yeah.
Personally, or, you know.
Where do you fall in the line of like spirituality? Or do you meditate at all, or do you?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think that a lot of it is just people's thoughts. I think the mind is an extremely confusing and powerful thing, and you have the ability to change your surroundings based on how you feel and how you present yourself, and you should really focus a lot on how you treat people. And I think that is really the most important lesson to learn in all religions. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much just like, I want to say do unto others, but like, you know, pretty much you should be weary of how you approach things, you know, and who you make contact with. But I don't know. You can evolve so much as a person over time that, you know, things start to like wear on you. You know, you meet enough. It's like a girl that has a bunch of bad boyfriends. You know, she's like thinks that, oh, you all men are shit or whatever. Yeah. It's like, you know, it's the same thing where like you're nice for so long, but you feel like you got shit on all the time. It can turn you into a shit person. But you know, there is definitely something to say about people who still continue to strive through negative energy and all that shit, because they usually come out in a way better place. So
yeah,
you know, I think that's my level of spirituality, I guess. Is like, I'm not like praying to anything. I'm not meditating. I just try to be very weary of how I treat the people around me, people that I know are important, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, one of those people that I think resonates with what you're talking about is this guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast. His name is David Goggins. He was like 300 pound, 6 foot, like I think 2 or something, but he was like huge, and he's like, I want to be a Navy SEAL. I want to be a Navy SEAL. And he lost like all this weight. He holds the pull-up record. He's like in the thousands, like 4,000 pull-ups.
That's insane.
He said he did like 60,000 in like the months leading up to getting the world record. But this guy is just insane of like, he's just like, you need to like, I mean, I'd recommend it to anyone that wants to watch a podcast. Like David Goggins, it just kind of not rewired my mind, but just kind of always had that in my mind now of like, he's like, do the shit you don't want to do. It makes you stronger. Like always do the shit you don't want to do. You know, like if it, you know, like shit's thrown your way, like good, like take it and love it. He's like, you have to saturate yourself with shit you don't like, because that's life. And he's like, you just got to like love it and cultivate your mind to love the challenge.
Yeah, no, that's a great quote from him. Honestly, that's spot on. Like, yeah, I totally believe in that. I mean, struggle will pull you in the direction you want to go.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course you don't want to do the work. No one wants to do the work.
Yeah, no one does. Yeah.
But if you do the work, you can make something of it, man. And that's anything in life, I feel. You know, fucking losing weight, fucking getting a job, anything, whatever. Yeah. It's like, there's going to be a part of it you don't want to deal with. Maybe you didn't want to go to school for 10 years to be a doctor. You know, guess what? You're a fucking doctor. It's anything in life, man.
It'll feel better, though, once you get it. That's the weird thing, too. Like,
I mean, yeah. Of course, yeah.
It's such a weird paradox, I think. But I don't know. It just kind of weirds me out that that's like such a big thing in humanity. Like we just love like this challenge. Like one of the quotes that you've been like saying is like, you know, one thing that'll be to the end of time is like humans will be obsessed with sex and violence. Like there will always be sex and violence.
Always.
And it kind of goes back to that. Like we always like have this like struggle. Like it's just like this war going on, and I don't know. It's just weird that we're fascinated with it.
I mean, that's what sells, man. People are just programmed to be drawn to that. I don't know how I can't explain it to you. I learned recently that like people can't not look at fire.
Really?
Like if there's a fire, people have to see it. Like they have to look at it. Instinctively.
Yeah.
There's flame. Like there's something hot burning. It's like the source of heat. Like where's it coming from? So I don't know how that really plays into the whole sex and violence in general. But again, I guess I was saying like there's just things about the human brain that we just cannot undo. One of them is being excited and titillated by sex and violence, and whether or not we notice it, it's everywhere around us all the time. And period. I mean, that's just who we are. That's the human condition. You know what I'm saying? Like we are aware that we are capable of this, and it excites us. You know what I'm saying? Like once a man has the ability to, if a man has enough power to do anything, he will do anything. I mean, no one wants to think that.
It's true,
but it's true.
Yeah.
There's no perfect person. Everyone is fucked up.
Yep.
It's just that we have these things in place that keep us in a society that doesn't allow shit like that to happen. But I mean, hey, and that's good because or else a lot of people would be hurt. A lot of things would be fucked up. There'd be no order. And I don't know. I guess that maybe that is why we want a president. Maybe that is why we're fucking hoping there's like some Superman out there who like goes, no, you won't do this, you don't get that anymore. This is wrong, you know?
Yeah. There are demigods everywhere, man. It's crazy.
I guess so.
One thing I want to talk about is when you had to change the lyric, or sorry, not the lyric,
the
song name from Bring a Gun to School to Untitled. Did that piss you off at all? Like, what was the conversation that you had to have?
It didn't surprise me. I wish I had gone with a secondary name that I had after the fact, but it's too late now.
That?
But I wanted to call it Backpack.
Backpack? Okay.
Yeah, I thought that would have been much more clever. But the song was not really like to promote gun violence in school.
Of course not.
It's just... It was my way of expressing my own frustration for like how I see people treat others and myself, and just how like that is somehow not as important, you know, as like the people who lash out. Like when you lash out, it's like, what's wrong with you? It's like, dude, do you not see what I'm going through? It's like, and you expect me to like be stronger than that? Like how some people can't. And I think that's the place I'm singing from in that song. I'm not saying that anyone should go to a school and kill anybody. And if you know anyone that's hurting, help them.
Yeah.
You know, if you see someone who you think is feeling left out, talk to them.
Yeah.
That's how we fucking fix this shit, period. You know, and that's the place I'm calling. I relate to the person who doesn't fit in. I relate to the person who got stepped on for no reason. I relate to the person who gets pushed to that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have fucking murderous thoughts. No, I don't kill people. I go to jail. I think it's a lot of people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Road
like,
rage.
and, you know, maybe people don't want to fucking admit that, but it's the fucking truth. You know, and like, I live by that. You know, like I don't want to fucking spend my fucking last fucking years in life sitting in a cell. So you know what? I just choose to live a good life. That's it. I'm not gonna go fucking hurt anybody. I'm not gonna fucking take it out on anyone. I'm just gonna go do my shit. And it's not easy for everyone to get to that point in life. You know, especially when you're young. You know, whatever. I think it's sad what's going on in the world when it comes to violence, but it's if for me to focus on it all day or make it ruin how I want to enjoy my life or whatever, then, you know, I'd be fucking up. So
yeah,
I hope that they figure it out. I think that what we should do as far as gun laws, if we are going to talk about gun laws at all, is just look at what Japan's doing, just copy them, because they have no gun violence.
Yeah.
So they have people too, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy. They have such a different culture. It's hard. It's like a lot of people bring up Australia a lot, you know? Like, oh, you know, they had this buyback and you know, they don't have any violence anymore. And it's like, well, I just like think America's just such a different beast. Like just to like not counter, but just to talk about it. Like, don't you think America is kind of a different beast than Japan or Australia for that matter? I
think that we have created this weird thing where we tell ourselves like, you know, like this is American right. I should just have guns, blah, blah, blah. It's like, all right, I get it. Japan has guns. People can get guns.
Yeah.
But it's fucking stringent.
Yeah, it's hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers can't just go and get a gun.
Yeah.
They can get a gun.
But it would
take. But guess what? And if I'd done the reading on this because I was just so curious myself to know like what is other going on in other places of the world, this stuff, and like the cops come to your house regularly, once a year at least, to check your gun, make sure it's still in the place you put it, just keep inventory on you. And I just think that there's not enough interest in building that kind of program here to give you that could give people tons of jobs. Your job is to fucking make sure the motherfuckers who have guns keep them straight. I don't know what you can't just do it. I mean, like, I don't know. That's how I see it. You know, like, what are we doing with assault rifles that an 18-year-old person can buy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? What is that person? What is their intention? What could it possibly
What do they
be?
need it for? Yeah, what do they need it
Protecting
for?
their fucking suburban house from the one coyote in their neighborhood? Like, nah, come on, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It's hard to draw those lines too between, like, you know, where do you draw the line between an 18-year-old and like a 21-year-old or whatever?
You don't. But I'm saying, why can't we just do it like Japan does? You want to get a gun? Cool.
Yeah.
Check it out. Here's all the paperwork. Here's the classes. Here's this. Oh, and by the way, we have a mark on you, so we can come and through anytime we want and see what the fuck is up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they go, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. That's what you have to do. Like, and I don't, for some reason, there is not an interest, I guess, in government to take it that far. You know?
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of fucking guns.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's know,
we're almost too far gone at this point. It's kind of scary, but
that's pretty much how I feel about it, honestly. Yeah. But you know, from here on out, if you want to fix it, just say it's a slow process. After enough time, you'll get the guns. You know.
Yeah. It's interesting. Well, relating back to mental health, I want to talk about, Tim Lambesis, you know, so a lot of people are saying that he shouldn't deserve a second chance, and like we were saying, a lot of people like see this thing and they just like more outcasts. So you're an outcast, you did something bad, okay, now they want to do more outcast things. So Tim Lambesis, no, you're not allowed to do music anymore. If it were up to some of these people on Twitter, they would want him dead, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, it's like, is there room for forgiveness with these people, and what second chance should they be given?
I mean, I can't speak on his situation because not him, and I've made mistakes in my life too, and would want people to know that, like, I'm past that. Yeah. So I think he feels the same, regardless of how bad or whatever his deed might have been. I don't know. It's just fucking. I don't really understand why, again, people don't focus on themselves. You know, that's, if you don't like something,
then just forget
the door is right there.
Exactly.
You know, on the way, you don't have to shit on it on the way out. You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I can't explain why people are like that. I would love for As I Dying to come back. Be fucking amazing. As I Dying is fucking awesome. Tim Lambesis is a great singer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played with them, and anytime I was with Tim, he was always really nice, and I don't know. I can't say anything bad about the guy personally because, again, my experience with him has been good. And I think there's other people out there who could probably say the same who just are like, don't know what else to explain to you. Like, yeah, does he deserve a second chance? As someone who is a fan of him, sure. You know, I wouldn't get mad at all if As I Dying came back. I would never be like, fuck him. Like, he doesn't deserve to fucking get on stage. In fact, I want you to get on fucking stage. Yeah. I want to fucking know what the fuck is going on. Like, that's interesting to me. You know, I don't understand why people want to kill that, you know? Like, the world is not a sitcom for you to write for yourself. Yeah. You know, like,
you
the world
is, make the rules what other people do.
Yeah, the world is for you to experience. And I don't, again, I get a little flabbergasted as why that's such a profound, crazy idea for people. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of people like to play God, and I don't know how much of it is like them legitimately mad or like them just trying to like kind of stand on this moral high ground.
Yeah, it's definitely virtue signaling at the highest point. It's just like, you know, yes, I can finally be the good guy right now. Yeah. Dude, get a fucking life, man. If you're not gonna fucking download the fucking record, what the fuck do you care anyway? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to the record. How about you go, yeah, do it, make the record. And then be like, hey, you know what? I don't think I'm into this record. That's more fair than you just try to bastardize someone and just be like, you don't deserve this. Man, it's just fucking trash, bro.
And they take another step, too, to also go at your throat if you don't support their views. It's like, wait, so you want to see Tim Lambesis play?
Which is great.
Fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
I love that.
It's like, bro, I can't have a thought, like an original thought. Like, I don't know. Because I get this this because I want to do a podcast with the dude.
Yeah.
And I talk to people about it, other people that are journalists or music blog writers, whatever. And, you know, they're like, I won't interview Johnny Craig. I won't interview Tim Lambesis. I won't interview Front Porch Up. And I'm like, dude, what's your job? Aren't you a journalist?
Thank you.
What the fuck's your job?
Yeah, yeah. And I agree. I agree with your school of thought completely, man.
Yeah.
I really, I think it's virtue signaling. I think it's people finding a way to be on the opposition that's winning. To be like, I side with people who are pissed at them because this is safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not like, yo, I don't even know what the fuck is really good. I think people just need to start admitting to ignorance in general. Just not even just they're stupid. Just admit that you are a human in a really fucked up, confusing place that's ever evolving and changing. And one day you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
So for us, for the time you're here, just be decent to each other. That's it.
Yeah.
It's really as simple as that. And if you can't do that, then we have places like jail or the death chair or whatever to fucking fix that. But I mean, that's just the way of the world, man. You cannot predict anything, and you might as well just fucking admit to that and just fucking like go with the ride. And I don't understand why enough people don't do it. And it's a shame that anyone would say something like, I won't interview Johnny Craig, when it's like, dude, I bet you Johnny Craig could fucking say some interesting fucking shit.
Of course.
Guess what? Would people maybe shit on him for what he says? Maybe, but guess what? At least like it's out there, and he got the chance, and it's there, and you got it's that's bigger and better than someone being like, no, I excommunicate this. This doesn't exist anymore.
It's to facilitate thoughts. That's our job, you know? So like, you know, I mean, I'm sure even some people would be like, why would you interview Frankie from, you know, Emmure? Like
good question.
He made a song about, you know, bring a gun to school. Like that's so, you know, like that's so morbid or what. It's like, dude, like, why don't you hear the guy out, you know?
Yeah.
People would probably think, oh, you know, you probably think guns should be everywhere and blah, blah, blah. But, like, here you are talking about Japan and, like, this and that. That's an interesting thing that people can see this interview and be like, wow, like, that changes my perspective.
Guns are fascinating. Guns are... Anything that human beings have done fascinates me.
Yeah.
Period. Guns are fascinating. They're these fucking death fucking machines that you could fucking send a fucking piece of steel out of and send it across the fucking, you know, halfway across the fucking state and fucking hit something. Yeah. That's fucking cool to me. I know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be used to shoot at another human being. You can go to a gun range. You could fucking shit. Even if your thing was you just want to shoot deer, I get it. I'm not against people who like go out and game hunt and shit like that. Like, fuck it. That shit has to get fucking worked out anyway. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally understand that. But I don't know. Again, I'm not for gun violence. You know, like I don't think anybody is. You know what I'm saying? I just I think when it comes down to what people like the backlash of that and everything, not to like dig too deep into it, but when I look back at it, I think it's just that Emmure was the kind of band that we had that kind of like, okay, what is this fucking band doing again? Like, oh, like the head spin of people being like, what's going on? And all it takes is that instant look to be like, oh, that's what it is. Fuck that. You know, and that's the kind of like, that's the chair we were sitting in. That's kind of tier band we were at, where any move we made, anything we did was going to have some kind of wave behind it, good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote the song first, and then I was like, yo, this song needs like a title that's like extreme, like over the top. And I thought that was it, but it just, the climate and also the people that spoke out against me, it was a lot that like just like kind of really shook the feathers of the band. And I mean, whatever, we made out of it, you know, thankfully, but it definitely sucked to just kind of like get written off for a title. I don't even know, not even more than a title, just like fucking art fucking dictates. I mean, life dictates how my art is going to be. Like, this is the world I live in. Like, what are you running from? This is real. Like, this really happens. You are offended by it. I get it. There's a lot of things that are offensive in the world. You don't have to buy. You don't have to listen. You don't have to support it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
and it doesn't even mean you support it.
We just we don't. I don't think that personally. I don't think there's any edge left in metal. Period.
Yeah,
I think it's completely gone. There's nothing about it that pushes any envelope or tries to or even attempts to like be like, yo, this is. I mean, I think King 810 actually does draw that. Yeah, just cross that line, and I've always fucked with that band since I heard of them way back in the day, and yeah, I mean, I fuck with them heavy because they're telling a real story. They're showing some shit that's like real to them, and like whatever, man. Some people don't. Some people don't want to fucking admit that. Again, I think that too many people are stuck in this idea of like they're writing they're in a movie. You know what I'm saying? They're in a movie and they get to fucking see, you know, how the fucking shit goes and how it ends. And it's like, nah, man. You don't.
Yeah, it used to be like metal was the pinnacle for like what was crazy or edgy, you know, Slipknot. The first time I saw Slipknot, I was like, damn, like what the hell?
Here's the thing. I think Ice-T's cool.
Uh-huh.
Really cool. I fuck with him. I like his Twitter. I think he's smart. I think he's a good actor. I fuck with him.
Yeah.
Writes a song called Cop Killer.
Yeah. And
now he plays a cop on TV.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the difference? Why is something I'm doing so far removed from the line? But this is okay.
I know, it makes no sense.
And you know, it's like, I think again, it has a lot to do with the climate at the time, what was going on with the news, which I couldn't predict. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I just was like, you know, this is I think the vibe for the song. This is what I'm speaking about, and you know, yeah, just that the kind of like outrage culture or whatever. Like I don't know. Either way, that was me 4 years ago. So I mean, I have a different fucking brain now. Would I have done something like that now? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Because not only did I have to experience it already, but you know, I just look at things like that as like not as creative as I could be now. You know what I'm saying? I just think that like, you know, I'm just in a different field pretty much as far as like where my ideas are.
Let's talk about the new video that you have for Iceman Confessions. What sparked the idea for that, and did you kind of spark that idea, and how'd that come about?
I mean, the song is loosely inspired by Richard Kuklinski, the Iceman Killer, and there's like a whole awesome HBO documentary about him or whatever that I suggest people check out. But basically, when we're thinking of doing a video, new video, or whatever, that was one of the songs we always talked about. And doing like performance videos, kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to keep those things fresh, you know, like
it's in a room.
It takes time. Yeah. Like it's just like there's all many variables to it. So like I wanted to do something that I could include the band in, but also make it like kind of like a story, like some kind of cinematic. So I sent the idea out to you know, fucking my manager, and then they fucking had called some people they knew to come to the video, and pretty much nailed the idea. You know, it's pretty much like it's pretty cliche in the essence that I've seen this idea happen before. But you know, one guy kills everybody. Next thing you know, he's getting interrogated. Next thing you know, fucking electric chair. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And so you know, again, the song is loosely based around Kuklinski, who was a famous contract killer. So. In the video, I guess I'm a contract killer. I don't know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I kill the dudes you know in my band. But they also the twist in the video, which I don't think everyone realized, was that the band's also the cops putting me in the electric chair.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I didn't catch that. Yet.
Yeah. So like I kill everyone, but then at the end you see them all like push me in the room, strap me down. It's the band. So that's how I tied it all into. I don't just kill them. I'm not just like, all right, see you guys. Like, they're also the ones that end up killing me. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
One thing I want to talk about is it's kind of random, but do you believe in conspiracy theories like aliens? Do you believe in is there anything specific that you can think of?
Well, belief is a fun thing because you can fucking believe in anything you fucking want.
Yeah.
You know, but do I pay much attention or put much value and stuff like that? Sometimes if I'm interested enough. If we sat here and talked about aliens, I could be like, yeah, I think aliens are real, but what I really think aliens are, if aliens do exist, are just other humans.
Yeah.
You know,
I think they look like us.
No, I just think that they're a different, the evolved form, maybe a devolved form of us. I don't know if we can find something like that. I'm sure now that we're finding other planets, who's to say we don't find a fucking planet covered in primates, just like monkeys, pretty much. You know, not humans yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or we're just a chain of that too. Somewhere out there, there's like, man, remember these are the old fucking style, the fucking the homos. Remember we were Homo sapiens, like bro, like that was back in the day. Like I think that's what it is. I think that when we draw these pictures of people, like, you know, ancient aliens, drawings of spacemen, I think that what it really might be, because this is what I think happened to Earth. I think that Earth has gone through many cataclysmic events, and that there have been apexes of human civilization on all of them, and that different apexes of human civilization, some of them got the fuck out. That's what I think.
Fuck it.
But over time, life has a way of finding itself, and I think that maybe it's possible that alien life may visit us, may even come in contact with us, but they're just other humans. There are other humans are like, yo, like we can't believe that you guys are even here. Like we thought that everyone, blah blah blah, however many years ago. So maybe that affected how we have technology. I mean, I've watched Ancient Aliens. That shit blows my fucking mind. I really don't know how some of that shit was made or how they figured that stuff out. But to me, it would make sense that other humans in general have survived this plane of existence or this earth or whatever, and have come back at some point and been like, yeah, like this is what we're doing now. Because human beings, for some reason, and people in general, I've noticed, kind of treat life like show and tell. Like we just like look at this better thing. This is such the better way to do it, and that's kind of how we move on in society or move on to technologies. That idea of like sharing and showing. So I think that's definitely a possibility. That's just my alien conspiracy, if that is a conspiracy. I don't know.
No, that's interesting.
I got visited by a UFO when I was a kid.
Really?
So I at least definitely believe that UFOs are real.
What happened? Let's talk about that.
I was like between 9 and 10, and I was up late, like I always was as a kid. And of course, my parents were like, lights out, so I just would sit there in my bed, staring at the window. And there was this spot on my window I'd always stare at that was a tree that was much taller than all the other trees, and like the skyline or tree line or whatever. And I would stare at it, and I always wonder how far away it was. Man, that shit is like so strangely big than everything else. And I'm watching this like I do most nights, trying to fall asleep. I mean, it must be like almost like 3 a.m. or almost 4 a.m. And I see this thing flying through the sky, and I'm like, yo, what is that? And I'm staring at it. It's so weird looking, like just kind of mesmerized by it. And then I'm like, is it getting closer? And I'm like stuck on it. I'm like, yo, I think this thing's getting closer. And I'm looking at it and looking at it. And it's a shape I never seen before floating in the sky. I'm like, yo, what is this? And in my head, I'm cycling, like, kind of almost looking like, see if maybe this is a toy, whatever. Like, this thing comes from far away, dude. I mean, like really far away. Comes down under the streetlight in front of my house to my window, and then like into like literally in a direction so fast I can't even tell which way it was. It might have been up, might have been to the right, but it's
just gone. What the hell? That's
and
insane.
It was this almost like dark sphere, but it was like almost like it was covered in these octagon-shaped mirrors, and it was just this circle.
Jeez, that's insane. Well, that was kind of leading to my next question. Like, I was like, have you had any encounters with like ghosts or aliens or anything like that?
I don't believe in ghosts. I think ghosts are a farce. I don't believe in any of that specter stuff. I think the afterlife is the afterlife, and I think that maybe what people consider ghosts is just kind of displaced energy. And what I mean by displaced energy is that if something negative happens somewhere, if it's really bad vibes, they probably are in the room. Is it a ghost? I don't know if it's a ghost. I don't think there's anything like, ooh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like creeping around the corner. But I do believe in energy. I do believe displaced energy exists. I think that some places do need to have new energy put there for them to be fixed, for them to feel better. But that's as far as I would take it with ghosts. But, UFOs were definitely are a thing. I mean, I've seen a lot of UFOs in my life, actually, but that was the only time I ever had
up close,
like an experience like that where I'm like, no one will believe this. And I honestly buried it because I just was like, no one's going to believe me. And I will never forget the feeling when it happened of me like, being frozen looking at it, wanting to go outside to get close to it, wanting to go out of my room, down this front stairs to front of my house. But I didn't because I knew if I did, my dad was going to kill me probably. It's like, what are you going outside for right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'd be like, there's a UFO. Like, of course, he'd just be like, bop, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to deal with that. So, I mean, but I never anything as crazy as that when I was a little kid, which I can't explain. I still can't explain to this day. I mean, I didn't really start telling people until way later in life. I'm like, yeah, dude, I totally saw a UFO when I was a kid. Like, I never, even if I remember maybe vaguely telling my sister and she was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because who the fuck believes a little kid anyway? No one. It's just impossible to. Yeah. But man, I literally could I could draw a fucking picture of it over and over again. I know exactly what it looks like. I'll never forget how it moved under the land, just floated ever so gently.
That's
out.
insane. I mean, even grown people like Tom DeLonge has been talking about this for like decades now. It seems.
Yeah.
And people are still like, what the fuck, dude?
I mean, UFO research is a thing. There are
Yeah.
things filmed in the sky people can't explain. It's just, I mean, I think it comes back to maybe what I was saying before about like there might be other kinds of humans.
Yeah.
There's might be that just like are not interested in us because they're just way past this shit.
Yeah.
And who knows what kind of ways. So I don't know. That's just me. That's me having like the sci-fi fantasy like idea that like there is like life like that. But maybe there isn't. Maybe we are just fucking truly alone, which I'm cool with that too, honestly. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Well, so back to the music, I just want to talk about, the break from Emmure. What was that like for you in that time? What were you feeling in that time off? Were you hesitant that the band would be a thing again, or were you more motivated than ever to make it something?
I mean, I guess it depends on what time we're talking. Like 2015.
Yeah, like 2015. Like right when it's fresh.
Like, I guess I just was like so vexed by the whole situation. I was like, I'm going to turn this around. Like that just became like my mission. Like, I know I'm going to fix this. I'm going to make this right. I'm going to make this like the way I want it to be, and I just put all my energy into that. And I was very blessed and lucky that, I had a friendship with Josh Travis that extended over a decade.
Yeah.
So when it came time to like finding new members of the band, I was like, yo, I can't imagine anyone else I'd want to fucking fuck with right now.
Yeah.
So I called him up. I was like, hey man, this is what's going on. And it just kind of timed out where he was kind of on a downtime too. It's like, cool, fuck it, let's do it. And I piece by piece, it would come together like that, and I'm very like, I don't know. It's pretty surreal, honestly, that I get on stage and we play these songs and people are stoked. Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, how the ride has been so nuts. But at the time, again, I just was in such a state of anger about everything that just motivated me to no end. I was just like, nah, like no matter what, and I literally was like sacrificing anything I could to make it happen. Like, at one point we were making the record, I was like living like in a fucking rehearsal studio, showering out of a sink. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm saying like I'm making this shit happen. And now we're in this place where the new record, has done well with the fans and people are coming to see it. And what more could I ask for,
Yeah.
But at the time, it was just like dark period, man. Like having a bunch of people you've known for X amount of years, kind of like just want to be like, all right, cool, we're closing the book on you, No matter how tough skin you have, you're going to notice that feeling, that like, so I decided to fill that feeling with the motivation to just kind of make it right, and like get this back to where it is. Cause there's no way I was going to let it end on that note. You know what I'm saying?
What exactly? I mean, to me, when I think of that breakup or whatever you want to call it, I kind of like am left with like a sense of like, what the fuck happened? Like, it was so ambiguous.
Well, I mean, admittedly, like, I don't think
you wanted to say much. Yeah.
I mean, look, I get why I would be a hard person for some people to deal with, like, but that's anybody, man. Not everyone's going to click. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of it comes down to this saying that I like a lot. It's that familiarity breeds contempt. You're around someone long enough, you're gonna find shit you don't like. That's what it is. Especially, no matter who it is. Could be your fucking brother, your fucking twin brother. You spend enough time with a fucking dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna find some shit's like, that irks me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what it came down to. We spent a lot of time together. Shit just built up, petty drama, just like shit like that. And all kinds of differences, creative differences, just shit, all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the end of the decision being. And they were like, we don't want to do this. And I decided to fight for every chance to make it right. And that's pretty much what I did,
Yeah. Was it in person or was it on text, call? Like, how did
I mean, it all like exploded in person, but then like it all trickled like down into just emails and angry texts and
of course, yeah,
haphazard phone calls and shit like that. So, but I mean, I have no ill will against those guys. I mean, I look back a lot on that, and I look back, I'm like, damn, like I see myself way different now because not only because of what happened, but also like, even now I'm in such a different place that I see the pitfalls in my relationships with other people, like things, attitudes I would have, or the way I would see things, and how just my attitude about shit. And look, I'll admit, man, when I was in my 20s, for a lot of it, I was fucking pissed off. Like, I was not a happy person. I was really pretty much very resentful and bitter and all kinds of things that a person in their 20s shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? But I really was. And that just kind of, everyone had to kind of deal with that. You know, I was destructive to myself, to other people. Like that was my path, you know what I'm saying? And then it catches up with you, as best I can say. You know what I'm saying? Like something will correct it at some point. And it did. A lot did. And even now it's still correcting. I still find myself like, don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Be like this. You know, don't let this bother you. Shit like that. You know, like I think everyone's always working on themselves. If anyone is perfect in their 20s, I applaud you. Okay.
Yeah.
But I know for me, it was definitely a bumpy road. So
yeah, that's interesting because on this podcast, like everything that's come up is like mental health. You know, like how does touring play a role in mental health? Does it make it better? Does it make it worse? And it seems like you're kind of alluding to something like that, like these things that, you know, happen either on tour, at home, or even just being young. Certain things just like fuck with you mentally. Have you noticed that touring had an effect on that, or do you think?
I mean, all I know is touring. Honestly, I've been doing
right?
it since I was like 16, 17 years old. Playing shows and being in a van, and that's it. That's all I fucking knew, like for years and years and years. And it's consumed my whole life. You know, 16 years of Emmure, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And I was with these people for a lot of that, for almost like a big chunk of that. And it goes back to familiarity breeds contempt, and I think that had a lot to do with everyone's age, including especially mine, and just how I treated things, how I, you know, went about expressing myself or lack of sometimes, you know, because I would be very closed off or, you know, avoid speaking to anyone, like whatever, just like because I'm in my own fucking misery, you know, like whatever. But I can't change that now. And all I could say is that, you know, I'm happy that I'm out of a lot of that cloud. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it always clear skies for me? No, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely have more better days, you know, I feel now than I did when I was even like 27, 26, you know, and like shit was just weird for me back then. I can't explain it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, other than that, we have a couple fan questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Cool.
Some fan questions. Your favorite song to play live?
Damn, I get asked this pretty often. I think the answer stays the same. I don't know if I play favorites with our live songs. I'm always excited when any song we play, people are happy to hear. That's usually that's my favorite song.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And then what is the driving force that keeps you motivated to keep playing music? What bands right now inspire you to create more?
Damn, good question. What inspires me? Well, the fact that there's always new great bands coming out really inspires me. Like, I'm always stoked to see there's like a new band doing something I like really well. I mean, I started a label, so like you know, I started putting bands on, trying to put records out for people I think are really good. So I would suggest a band like Sentence to Burn is a band I think is great, that does like everything I like about the heavy genre in their own way. And I mean, there's so many good bands to shout out, man. Who the fuck would I give a shout out to right now? It's like, it's too deep of a list, man. It really, honestly, really is. I would say right now for heavy music, there's a lot of smart kids doing some dope shit.
Knocked Loose is killing it right now.
Knocked Loose is huge, killing it. Tremendous. Like,
yeah.
Code
Orange too is killing it,
dude,
as well.
Such a sick band, dude. Like, and I was so stoked on them getting that Grammy nom, by the way. Like, dude, that's amazing. And again, I just come back to what I said earlier with the whole Attila thing. Like, it all trickles down. You know what I mean? Like, I wish success for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. You know, I especially those guys, man. That shit is too good, man. Love it.
Yeah, and then the last question that the fans had was, what is your favorite favorite move on Street Fighter?
Probably Shoryuken.
Shoryuken.
Which is the dragon punch where he like jumps up with like his fist in the air, like that big uppercut move. Yeah, that's my favorite. To just doing that movement just for some reason gives me the juice. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Plugs me up.
Awesome.
Is that it? Is that all the fan question? I have no fans. That's
there was
that's
one
why.
because I posted it a little too last minute.
You're like these are actually just my fan questions.
These are just my fan questions. Yeah.
Which I
making
believe
shit
too.
up.
I believe it.
No, there was like I posted it like an hour before, so I was like, that's my bad. But there's some other. Well, one of them was like, oh, ask him how much he smokes. You know, I have to like filter out some of the stupid ones. Like someone was like, oh, ask him how much weed he smokes. Oh, ask him if he likes
As much as you give me.
as much as there you go. There's the answer. And you know, just stuff like that. So these are the ones that I think are fun and interesting. And,
no, but thank you. I hope that people listen to this and don't think I'm too much of a dick than I already am. So,
of course not. Yeah. Thank you for having me, man. Of course.
Yeah, of course.
All right, man. Signing out. Cayem Podcast. Frankie Palmeri from Emmure.